Mr. Priebus, first of all, congratulations on the new job.
Well, good morning, Chuck. Appreciate you having me on.
Let me start with the meeting with Mitt Romney. Is it fair to conclude, I've talked to a few people close to your campaign, but we're talking to you, and that is simply that it's Rudy Giuliani or Mitt Romney for Secretary of State. Is that fair to conclude?
Look, I think if you see the entire picture here, what I think Americans should take from this is the fact that we've got a President-elect Trump that wants to bring all Americans together. He started with that speech that he gave on Wednesday morning, very graciously saying, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is, I'm going to be here for you, make you proud of our country. And what you saw with Mitt Romney, people like obviously Ted Cruz coming in, is a continuation of this bridge building and this scene that all Americans should take in, that he wants to bring us all together. The meeting with Mitt Romney itself, though, I will tell you, was a very good meeting. It was gracious and personable, and it was very sincere, and it was productive. So we don't know where it will lead right now, but I can tell you that it was a great first step, and people should be proud of the way things are going here in President-elect Trump's operation.
Would it surprise you if President-elect Trump selected Mitt Romney for Secretary of State?
You know, look, I'm not sure who he's going to select, but I do know he's talking to the right people. Giuliani, General Keane, General Kelly. He's talked to Mitt Romney, obviously, and we'll see, Chuck, where it goes. But it's a good sign for all Americans.
All right, I want to talk about, obviously, Donald Trump ran, especially at the end, on the phrase, he used it a lot, drain the swamp. But there's a number of moves that have happened this week that call that into question, perhaps some conflicts of interest. His daughter, Ivanka, was seen pictured at the meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister. There is some businessmen from India who have deals with the President-elect's organization, Trump Organization. They had a meeting with the President-elect, took pictures of it, sort of creating this idea that maybe they'll end up profiting off of the Trump name now that he's president in India. How are you organizing a divestment or a blind trust right now of Donald Trump and his businesses?
We're not going to get into the details of that, but that is being handled, and there is nothing being discussed of any import. The meeting
How do we know that?
Simply cursory.
Because you didn't bring the press in, by the way.
The meeting was cursory. And look, all of these things, all these rules are going to be followed, Chuck. There is going to be no violation of any of these rules. I can assure you of that. And as we move forward, those matters are going to be more clearly spelled out, and you're going to be aware of it. But look, the one person I can tell you that makes these decisions is Donald Trump. Families historically have been involved with their fathers in administrations. And I can assure you, though, what you're seeing Donald Trump do right now is bring the best and the brightest together to make the best decisions for America, for all Americans, no matter who you are.
But at the end of the day, how does he prove that he's not planning to use the presidency to profit? There have been reports that the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C., that ambassadors were encouraged to bring their visiting delegations and have them stay at the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C. Is that true?
No, it's not true at all, Chuck. And I think what we have here is it's truly a unique situation where you have an international business person that has done incredibly well in life, that is now going to work toward focusing 24/7 on being President of the United States and setting up a system, a legal system, to shield himself from any and all conflicts. That's what we're doing. That's what people are going to see. And in the coming days and weeks, the American people will see that.
The Wall Street Journal is recommending the following. The Trump family political business, Wall Street Journal, no member of the liberal media, at least their editorial page. The political damage to a new administration could be extensive, they write. If Mr. Trump doesn't liquidate, he will be accused of a pecuniary motive anytime he takes a policy position. They essentially believe it's untenable for Trump or his kids to have any control over the Trump Organization while he's president. Does the president-elect share that view?
Look, we're looking at this right now, Chuck, as well, and like I said before, we're going to make sure that no matter what decisions are made, that they're going to be run through counsel. And as you know, there's a White House counsel's office that will be there, that will be issuing opinions, and these matters will all be dealt with. They'll all be dealt with accordingly. And Donald Trump, our new president, is going to spend every hour, every minute of the day making America proud of where we're going and making America great again, but also making the decisions that benefit everyone the most in this country. So I think we're just getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but I can assure you the work will continue, and the best and the brightest will continue to be brought together no matter their background, their political affiliation, and all the rest.
Let me ask you a question about the appointment of General Mike Flynn to National Security Advisor. Essentially, there are two corner offices in the White House. You're going to be in one. He's going to be in the other. In February, Flynn posted a video listing bombings perpetrated by Muslims with the comment, "Fear of Muslims is rational." Can you equivocally rule out a registry for Muslims?
Look, I'm not going to rule out anything, but I wouldn't. We're not going to have a registry based on a religion. But what I think what we're trying to do is say that there are some people, certainly not all people, Chuck. There are some people that are radicalized, and there are some people that have to be prevented from coming into this country. And Donald Trump's position, President Trump's position, is consistent with bills in the House and the Senate that say the following. If you want to come from a place or an area around the world that harbors and trains terrorists, we have to temporarily suspend that operation until a better vetting system is put in place. Okay. And when that happens, when a better vetting system is put in place, then those radical folks or excuse me, they'll not be allowed in, but then others will be allowed in, but only until that is done. But that's what General Michael Flynn believes, and that's what President Trump believes.
Does President-elect Trump agree with General Flynn that fear of Muslims is rational?
Well, he believes that no faith in and of itself should be judged as a whole, but there are some people in countries abroad that need to be prevented from, there are some people that need to be prevented from coming into this country. So I think that's where 99% of Americans are at.
All right. Reince Priebus, the next White House Chief of Staff. Appreciate the time, and thanks for coming on and sharing your views.
Thank you, Chuck.
You got it. Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.